Hi, this is Melanie with Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here to do a film review of Thappad, starring Taapsee Pannu. If you're new to Pardesi Reviews, I do trailer reactions and film reviews of Indian cinema. If you enjoy my video, please do like and share this video with your family and friends. Thappad means slap. It's one of those words that sounds like the action, like the word slap. It also sounds like that. I absolutely thought Taapsee was amazing. I am just growing in my admiration of her. Film after film, she is just showing all of these dimensions and depth to her acting, and she continues to amaze me. And this is another amazing performance. This film is written and directed by Anubhav Sinha, who gave us last year's incredible Article 15. So this is another kind of heavy issue, kind of a movie. I mean, it has a compelling plot, it has compelling characters, but it's definitely about something. This is not just, mindless entertainment. This is a film with a message. Taapsee is one central woman character that the slap happens to. But there's all of these other women around her in her life. And the film is also about each of their stories too. I don't know that hyperlink is the word that I would use, but it's all of these interconnected. It's her woman lawyer. It's her servant who has an abusive husband. It's her next door neighbor who's a widow with a young daughter. It's her mother. It's her mother-in-law. It's all of these characters and how this patriarchy, how this misogyny, has it affected their lives and led them to give the advice that they do to Taapsee's character, Amu, when she is slapped. The person that's playing her husband, Vikram, is a newcomer to Indian cinema, Poovel Galati. Now, the director, Anubhav Sinha, wrote this script with a woman, Munmai Lago. I thought this script was exceptional because they set it up where you see the regular routine. Taapsee's Amu is a housewife to some sort of business executive, and you see that she caters to everything to him. She wakes up early to make his breakfast, to make his chai, to check the diabetes blood sugar of his mother. She takes care of all of these things, and he really can't function without her doing everything, but he's not appreciative at all. But she's happy. Then this moment happens at a party where it's a work disappointment. He's a little bit drunk, and she's trying to pull him away from a confrontation with someone that could really damage his career. She's trying to save him. And he takes out his anger and his frustration by slapping her. And that is just this moment that just reverberates because she just gets this stunned look and her entire world changes. That moment, her whole world that she thought was so happy, and it's like she took off her glasses and she can suddenly see everything in a completely different perspective. Just the way she acted that scene, the way she just is like moving in slow motion, she's not saying with words, you could just see everything on Taapsee's face. And the days that follow where you can see she's depressed because we've seen how bubbly and bright and sunny she was before, and we see she's just kind of moving through the motions and she's thinking. And there's something about a really good actor and actress to be able to convey that thinking without words, and not just, she just did exceptionally well in those scenes where you could just tell she was assessing everything, trying to figure out what move she wanted to do next. Meanwhile, I wanted to strangle her husband because not only was he oblivious, but he never apologized in that moment, and then was just stunned that she wanted to leave him. In the moment after it slapped, her whole family was at the party. So her mother-in-law, her mother, everyone is telling her, just let it go and move on, and she can't. This is a movie about domestic violence. It makes you examine, well, it was just one slap, but was it? What was behind that? What was, what she says is, all I wanted was kindness and respect. and she realized she didn't have either. And in that moment, she's fallen out of love with her husband, and she doesn't want to be with him anymore. And she has that right, but she has to go through a lot, and the stigma of divorce, and her mother not wanting to be the mother of someone that's divorced, and all of that. There's this scene at the end of the movie when she really confronts all the family and tells them how hurtful it was that they didn't support her in that moment, which it was just such a moving moment. Even her woman lawyer is like, "Are you sure you don't want to just work this out?" And you find out that there's all these issues that all of these women have dealt with. Even Taapsee's father is played by Kumud Mishra, and he is just one of the most lovable characters in the film. But there's this great scene. Her mother is played by Ratna Pathak Shah, and even she talks about something that she gave up when they got married, and that he never even noticed that she gave that up. And you can just see kind of the stunned look on his face, because here he thought he was the best husband, and then realizing, all women have compromised, and Taapsee's character is the one that's just saying, "No, I'm not going to just go along. I'm done." I admire that this film was not about, her maid is someone who is really beaten every day. And this wasn't about an extreme case of domestic violence. It was just showing all the ways that men are oblivious. And the term in English is microaggressions, like all the ways that you're disrespected, and just all these small little things, and then one big thing can happen, and that just can be the straw that broke the camel's back, and you're just like, "I'm done. That's enough." I really admire the script, all the interweaving of the different stories and the different perspectives of all the different women in the film. I really admire this filmmaker. I'm going to have to go back and see Mulk, which Taapsee played a lawyer in that one. And I haven't seen that one, but I want to go back and see that one now, because I'm really admiring this director. He's making good films that are compelling stories, but they're really about something, and they're meaningful. They have such a good message to them too. I'm really curious if you've seen this film and what you've thought about it, because obviously I'm coming at it from an outsider. So I'm really curious about, if you live in India and you saw this film, what your perception of was it? What kind of an impact it's having? Are people seeing it? Are people ignoring it because it's too heavy and they don't want to see it? I think it's a film that's going to have a lasting impact, and I hope if people don't see it in theater, it's one that they will catch when it comes on streaming, because it's definitely worth seeing. It's just one of the finest films, finest acting that I've seen in a while, and highly recommend. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at PardesiYT. Subscribe here to Pardesi Reviews. And if you hit the bell when you subscribe, you'll never miss another trailer reaction or film review.